So Simon Watts is the Minister for Climate Change. And last week he announced through a press release that the government and cabinet had, and we talked to Shane Jones about this, has set new targets for New Zealand's control on emissions as they are measured of CO2, carbon dioxide, the gas, not just carbon, between the period 2030 to 2035. Which is that we want a 50 to 55% reduction as we pursue carbon or net zero, it's called. Even though we only produce 0.0017% of the world's carbon dioxide, and human beings in total only create 3% of the world's carbon dioxide, which I think only makes up something like 3% of the world's atmosphere, though don't quote me on that. Exactly what this does and exactly what effect that will have on anything is scientifically completely unclear and open for debate. You can run a computer model that says it'll save the world and we'll all get a unicorn for Christmas, but in truth, no one knows. What will that policy cost us? No one is prepared to say. But estimates coming out of the Taxpayers Union and other outfits say $25 to $35 billion. And if we don't meet our targets of this agreement we signed in Paris, who knows what happens? These are all questions I wanted to ask the Minister. And let's just talk through, Ben, the chain of events. So we were into this story last week and he makes the announcement. And you contact him Friday over the weekend?
Yeah, contacted him on...
his staff?
His staff over the weekend on Sunday. And they come back and agree to an interview.
Nice.
Which I thought brilliant.
Brilliant. Well done, Ben.
Job's done for the weekend.
What time was he due to come on?
He was due to come on at 7:30.
Okay, and they knew it was 7:30 in the morning.
That was the time. They went away. They checked his diary, confirmed it all, came back
confirmed
to me.
it with him, and they said, that's fine.
Lock that in, mate.
Lock that. So you locked it in. You went through all the procedure.
I went through the locking in procedure.
7:30, he's there.
Yep.
And you rang me and you told me we've got someone.
Yeah.
And I said, excellent. Well done, Ben.
Yep.
And then I suggested on Twitter to people, I said, what would you like me to ask him? I was crowdsourcing the questions from people, and I got quite some response, I must say, like hundreds and hundreds of comments on my tweet post, and people said, that's really good that he's coming on, asking why we're doing this, how much is it going to cost us, blah, blah, blah. And then you posted, as you do every evening, when we've got it confirmed, you posted our confirmed rundown, didn't you, on all the socials?
Yeah, just the general promotion of the show today.
Which mentioned that he was going to be on, didn't it?
Yeah, it did mention that.
And what happened now? What was the timing? So you post that, and then what happened?
I receive a text from his staff 4 minutes after I put that promotional post out, saying, "Oh, you're not going to believe this, but Minister Watts he can't make it tomorrow. He's going up to Waitangi, and there's going to be sort of all these, he's got some other engagements here and there, so it's not going to work. Sorry." So
suddenly, in the course of an afternoon, he'd gone from being free at 7:30, to not being free.
Or just forgetting that he was going to be attending one of the largest, political events.
But Waitangi Day isn't even today, mate.
Yeah. Well,
and there's nothing having up their date. Now, he might be travelling to Waitangi.
Yeah.
I think we've got to go back to them, Ben, and ask him exactly what he was doing at 7:30 this morning.
Yeah, well, maybe we could ask for his diary or the diary of that little part of it. Well, I think
you could ask for that under the Official Information Act.
Yeah.
Now, the other interesting thing here has been, you can talk on the platform from almost anywhere on a phone, can't you?
You can. We've had people join from, a moving train.
That's right.
We've had people, on, all on boats, going for a run, walking the dog. You can do all sorts. Yeah. So,
Did you talk physically in person to the?
No, it was on a Sunday. I tend to text on Sundays. I like to make it sort of easier for them. But we had it.
Are we going to get back to that person? That's a mess up. That's pretty incompetent to say someone's available when they're most definitely suddenly not available.
Yeah,
did they offer to reschedule?
No, they offered to provide a statement, which I said was not a substitute for a live interview, a statement, isn't it?
But they promised a live interview, and now they're just going to provide a statement.
A series of bullet points, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think we've got to ask them to reschedule.
Well, I have. Yeah,
I think he might be fibbing to us, Ben. I've got a horrible suspicion.
I'd be sticking my neck out, but I think that's a possibility. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's a fibber. Before. It's not the first time it would have happened.
Is there a press conference on today for the Prime Minister, or we won't find out till later?
We'll find out this morning at some point. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll go and ask the Prime Minister, seeing the Minister. Well, that's just curious. The other interesting thing, we offer a 3-hour window for an interview, right? We could be interviewing him right now. There's nowhere you can travel by plane in New Zealand that is more than an hour flight or an hour and a half flight, right?
Yeah, and the interview would have been, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
So
maybe he doesn't want us to ask him questions about why they're costing.
Do you think
he doesn't even want to tell us how much it is going to cost the country. Maybe.
No.
All right. Look, that's thanks, Ben. And look, I don't blame you. I think you made best efforts, but it's very, very curious, isn't it? And I think, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, I think the issue of net zero and the Paris Accord now, of course, that the United States has pulled out is a big issue. And I think once you've heard my editorial line on this, and I stick to it. I think climate change, I think fighting pollution, taking care of our planet is incredibly important. But I think man-made climate change and the policy response to it by internationalists is a crock of you-know-what. And I think once the penny drops, once the veil falls on the great con that is climate change and the industry of climate change, it will collapse like a pack of cards. It's a pity we do not, in Simon Watts, have a climate change minister who appears willing to discuss with the people who put him in power, you the voters, we the people, what is going on. We will try again. It is, of course, entirely possible that we're misrepresenting the position and some terrible, unforeseen scheduling error occurred in his office. But I think that is just not the case here.